Hi guys. We are going to talk about environment and influences, and these are very important in shaping up a project. In fact, not just project, in general they affect all the organization. In general, they affect all the aspect of a company's working. So it could be sales practices, human resource management, everything. We can also use high level terms like corporate culture to understand these. But in context of project management, there are specific details. So we will cover them in this section. For this video, we have these two types of environment and influences. So one is enterprise environmental factors, which are factors at the enterprise level. And then we have organizational process assets. And to give you more details about it, let's look at this chart. That's how they exert their influence. So we have enterprise environmental factors and internal OPAs, that is organizational process assets. For enterprise environmental factors, we have internal and external factors. External factors could be policy change, government can change the laws and it can impact, it can influence the way an organization operate. So, and these things are really very big, crucial factors. Wars, two countries can go on war with each other, and if there are certain industries, companies operating within that, they can get impacted. And remember, the influence can be positive or negative. Don't think that it can only be negative. For sometimes there could be a positive outcome for an organization. For OPAs, these are all about company's own knowledge base, process, policies, procedures. Because all the organizations, let's say in case of project management, they will have their own tools, they will have their own processes. These organizations need to initiate a project. They may acquire few things from outside, but in general, most of the things are already available, even if they were sourced from outside. So if they are using a tool from some vendor, it's already there. If they need to create a project charter, the template is already there. If they need to create a project management plan, tools and templates are already there. So they don't have to invent these things each time they have to do something for this. Each time they need to work on a project. So that's why these things are very important asset for an organization. If they don't have these, then they will end up wasting a lot of time in getting these things ready for each project. So whenever these things were built, they must have taken a lot of time. But now we can utilize them and reinvent them based on current need. So as I mentioned earlier, these there are external environmental factors, but even if you consider the internal environmental factors, project management team operate at the project level. Let's reuse the example of mainframe application. Now at this stage, we need to initiate a project where we will be implementing an enhancement which will include replacing mainframe application with some latest technology. Now here the project manager and the entire team is operating at this level. It could be a division, it could be a very small team. Now even within corporate, even within same organization, if there are any policy action, a change in policy, chances are these things are coming from a higher level, and project manager and his or her team cannot influence that. So they will have to make changes to adapt to those conditions, and that's why these things are taken as input for project management plan. And for a project manager, it's very important to stay alert, because I have seen at times project managers will initiate the project. They will assign resources with the understanding that this project is going to go through and everything will be fine. They even assure resources that even if we don't have the approval right now, we will get in 2-3 days, and please just start the work. But in 2-3 days, while people are already working on it, they have started their work, and they will get the news that the project wasn't approved by the corporate. It could be funding, it could be timeline, it could be a variety of factors. But point is, it wasn't even approved. In this case, they should have taken this as input, but they ignore it. So it's very important to stay alert to these factors, whether it's internal or external. It could be positive or negative, but it has to be considered. In case of external environmental factors like war, government policy changes, they are going to influence all the organizations in that sector. So, changes are kind of universal, affecting multiple organizations, but in case of internal, these are specific to the organization. And just as internal environmental factors are unique to the organization, organizational process assets are also unique. So whether template, tools, all those details are unique to the organization, and your organization will have, it's like a logo. So just as they have their own logo, they will have these documents which they use for their projects. So all the repository of existing documents, policies, tools will form organizational process assets. And as you can see, it's all about, it will include documents like financial records or, change control processes. In fact, most of the organization today use some kind of tool to monitor the project changes. So like HP, quality control, or some other tool. So many times you will receive some change, and then you will use these tools to do some research, and you will find that similar changes have been already implemented. So sometimes you may not even need this change, or even if you need, a lot of information is already available with existing documents or bugs or enhancements. So your effort, your actual work goes down by 50% or even more than that. So the historical information is very important, and no matter what you do, wherever you do, always your first step should be document analysis. And document analysis is the process refers to not only the documents, the Word and PDF, those things, but also refers to your tools like Jira, HP quality control, project management, whatever tool is used. You should always go through them. Your company or your team will have some kind of a folder, some document repository where you will maintain all these change control documents, project documents. Always go through them. Always do your research to collect as much as information you can about the change you are expecting to make in the system's processes. That will make your life easy and your users' life easy. And these are organizational systems. These are some of the examples: management element, governance framework, organizational structure types. Any change to them will influence the way we operate, we manage our project. And these things are very important: unity of command, authority given to work, compensation structure. I mean, you are executing a very important project, and suddenly company announces the appraisals, and there are a lot of employees who are not happy. So that is going to impact their performance, which is going to impact your deadline. So these things can really influence your project. Authority given to work: you as a project manager are responsible to get the work done, but these guys may not be reporting to you. If you need something, you need someone else approval. So authority, the kind of authority project manager has, highly influence the project. Similarly, unity of command: if there are, if the hierarchy is not well organized, and project manager and project management office is not having proper authorities, approvals, then it's going to create problem. So make sure that these things are aligned with your project's objective. And if you are working in such a team where things are not organized, this could be your chance to organize them. And these three elements forms the governance framework: so procedure, policies, rules. I mean, imagine if you are moving from waterfall to agile. Now that is a procedure change. So similarly, policies and rules, these are very important. Similarly, organization structure type, it is always unique in some way. So no one size fit all approach is the best way to go forward here. So whatever one organization is doing definitely cannot be copied and pasted for other organization. Even if we can learn from it and adapt and modify it to implement in some other organization, but you always need to understand the concept. And now we have project management office, the core of this training. That's why all of us are here. Probably you are already working for PMO. It's an organizational structure type. Project management professionals work under PMOs, and this is very common. You will find it across industries and companies, and this is created to have a structure, to have a standard structure, procedures for project management purposes. Three type of PMOs are supportive, controlling, and directive. Supportive, as the term suggests, these are supportive and low in controls. They serve as consultative role. And then we have controlling PMOs, which are more controlling and require compliance. And of course, directives, which controls the project management activities. So these are our PMO types. That's it for now. Let's take a pause and we'll resume from the next video. Thank you.